Havelock, what's going on today? Today we're going to talk a little bit about grants for our Mayor's Minute. And over the last couple of years, a lot of commentary from citizens at board meetings or at special sessions, and we constantly get the question of what do you do about grants, or what does the city do in pursuing grants? And so today I just want to take a couple seconds and run through the last 18 months of grants. This number is going to sound huge because I think the city has been very successful at looking for grants, and it's across the whole spectrum of the things we do at the city. So I actually have to have a list in front of me because we have so many items we've done via grant. Part of it's been what's called the ARPA funds, the American Recovery Act, and a lot of you have heard about that in the news and the press, and the city received a little over $6 million in that, and we applied that to infrastructure projects. But from the state of North Carolina, we received $100,000 for wayfinding signage. We received $120,000 for some playground equipment to replace some old equipment that was too small and outdated. We received $300,000 for a specific drainage project on Fairview. We received another $800,000 for Gray Fox, another $190,000 for Lee Drive. Those are all drainage. And I'm going through those quick because what I really want you to understand is these grants are across the board. Recreation, infrastructure, meaning water, sewer, and drainage. Not to mention we've got them for other things like even trying to be more resilient. Some of these grants have been used for things like adding showers to our emergency operations center, so our employees that are working hard after a storm actually have a place to take a shower before they lay down to sleep, to get up the next morning and do the same thing all over again. We got $3.5 million to continue our work out of the Phoenix recycling site, which is out on the west end of town, an old landfill that the city inherited and has been actively cleaning up. We got $4.4 million for some sewer expansion, and not to mention the most recent one was just last week, which is $3.8 million for us to use for water and infrastructure expansion for all of our future development. Now, if you add all that up, it's just over $19.5 million in grants coming to the city of Havelock. Our total budget for the year is only $25 million. So you can see the gravity of how much money that brings to us. That's money that we can use to do projects within the city that don't require us to raise taxes. They don't require us to raise water fees. They don't require us to have to look at sewer fees because we're getting this money in ways that we don't have to pay back. All of it has to be used very specifically for the use that it is designed for, and that's kind of some confusion that we see sometimes about grants. If we get a grant for water infrastructure, we are going to use that grant on water. We don't have a choice. That's how it's written. That's how we receive the money. And a lot of these grants, we don't get the money up front. The city of Havelock fronts that money. We do the project. Whoever the grantee is, whether it's the state or the federal government, reviews the project to make sure we've done what we were supposed to do, then they reimburse us our funds. So we have to be good stewards of that money if we ever want to continue to get grants in the future. And our goal as the Mayor and Board of Commissioners is to be as good a steward as we can of your tax dollars, your water dollars, your sewer dollars, your solid waste dollars, and make sure that we're getting these grants to augment that, but also to make sure we're doing what we've promised you that we will do in the city and what we've promised both the state or the federal government or the grantee that's providing us these funds. So that's a really, really quick rundown. I'd say if you want to hear a little bit more about the infrastructure parts, quick plug for our listening session on March 21st. We will be talking more about infrastructure, and we'll probably be talking about some of these grants very specifically. And you can always come find me at City Hall at our office call hours or any other time. If you call up here and set up an appointment, I'd be happy to sit down and go through it. But takeaway, $19 million in grants over the last 18 months that your city employees have applied for, received, and are currently executing. Y'all have a great day.